Thanks everyone for being here. This is such a fun class to do because I used to be a former freelance makeup artist and hair and for many years. And I kind of that's taken a back seat in my life with now doing Young Living. So I love the fact that they came out with obviously the original Savi minerals, the powders, but also these liquid foundations because being a former makeup artist, I was really waiting for like a foundation that could be used in maybe a heavier way, a more full coverage way. So I'm really excited that they came out with this line. I also love, obviously, like all of Young Living's other products, that it's natural, it's gluten-free, it's vegan. They use plant-based polymers. They have avocado oil in it. So it goes on really beautiful on the skin. Like when I put it on, I almost feel like I'm putting on like a really good moisturizer. That's how good it feels. It can almost be used as like a tinted moisturizer, and then you could build upon it to get a really good full coverage as well. And same with the concealers. So I'm going to talk a little bit about skincare. I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the old makeup, it's still good makeup, that they have the powders and stuff, and also some of the new stuff and how to find your color, and all that good stuff. And you guys can feel free to ask questions in the chat. The PowerPoint that I'm going to pull up is an old PowerPoint, so it's not going to show the foundations, but I'm going to show you and explain things to you. But we also will show you guys a video to explain a little more about the new foundations as well. So just to give you guys a heads up. Okay, let's talk about skincare, because I think this is the biggest thing that, we can put on all the makeup we want, but if our skin is having different issues, then it's only going to look so good, right? And this was the biggest thing that I would see with my clients, was that they had a lot of different skin issues. And a lot of that comes from, the food that we eat, hydration levels. A lot of times we're just not properly hydrated. So one thing that I do is that I really try to drink 4 quarts I have big quart jars, mason jars, and I try to drink 4 quarts of water every single day. First thing I do when I get up. And it's just a big deal for me to kind of flush out the toxins. All right, so the skincare items that I use, I'm going to tell you what they are, but I also want to know, so this is, we're going to do some giveaway questions, right, Ange? Yes, so in the chat box, I want to know, I think we're going to pick the giveaway, Ange is going to pick the giveaway winners. So the first question is, what is your biggest skin obstacle? So I want to know this because I want to look at your answers, and then I can kind of go over a couple of things. So what is your biggest skin obstacle? All right, so what I like to use for skincare is the Art Refreshing Toner. I love this stuff. I just feel like it balances out the pH of the skin. So that's usually the first thing I use is the Art Cleanser, and then I use the toner. And what I do with this, you can put it on a cotton ball and kind of dab it on your face, but I just use my fingers. Our fingers have great oils. So this is how I apply my makeup I don't use a brush. I apply my skincare with my fingers, and I just kind of dab it on, and I'll apply it onto my face. And I even do my neck too, because, our neck gets wrinkles, so the sun hits our neck, all of that stuff. So I always make sure to apply my skincare down here on the neck and go in an upward motion. All right, so that's the toner. And then I went to Young Living's beauty school, and they did a before and after of this Art Renewal Serum for support with sun damage from over many, many years. And the girl used this for 6 months. As a Young Living employee that they showed. In the beginning, she had a lot of minor redness on her face. You can tell there was a decent amount of sun damage. She used this for 6 months, and it was like her face was amazing looking, like super glowy. And so that was enough to cause me to get this. And I actually did, at that beauty school, I did like a sun damage photo, and it showed a ton of sun damage up here. And what the woman who did my skin told me is that most people forget to apply sunscreen up here because we usually don't get burned up there. So we think, oh, it's okay, it's good. But that's usually where we have the most sun damage. And you can see a lot of premature aging in this area. And same with the neck. We see a lot of premature aging because we don't always apply sunscreen there. So I love the Renewal Serum. And then finally, the Sheer Lemay Brightening Cream. I don't use this in the morning on purpose because if I'm going to go out in the sun, I just feel like maybe it could interact with something, you know, that it's brightening. So I always use this at night. But I use this actually all over my face. So it's meant to be like an under eye cream, but I put it everywhere. I put it everywhere that I want hydration. My skin is extremely dry. So I put this everywhere, and I even rub the rest on my hands because my hands are super dry. All right, so those are the products I use. I haven't used the Bloom yet, but I just ordered whatever was in stock. I ordered. But I've seen some amazing results, and I'm going to go over some of the I want to look at some of what you guys wrote as a skin obstacle. But one of my friends and oily business partners, Jessica, just posted a before and after on her Facebook wall. And I want to get her permission after this. Maybe she'll let me post her before and after, but it's a huge difference. And she's dealt with a lot of different skin issues over the years, like badly, she'll say. And it's a huge difference just over a few days. And so I can't wait to show you guys that picture. And that's with the Bloom line. So the Bloom line is for brightening and all of that good stuff. Okay, so I'm going to look at the answers here. All right, so the question was, what's your biggest skin obstacle? Darkness under eyes, dark spots. All right, dark spots, dry, super sensitive skin, puffy eyes, dark circles, and I see acne, hormonal acne. So for the dry skin, I will say my favorite thing is the Sheer Lemay, just because it's so moisturizing. And same with dark circles. I was somebody back in high school who everybody thought that I was just sad all the time because I had really dark circles under my eyes. They're like, what's wrong? Nothing, I'm just sitting here. I'm just sitting here. My dark circles, probably because I didn't drink enough water. But yeah, so that's really helpful for that. Puffy eyes, I actually use purification oil. So because it's great for circulation. So I like to put it around. And it could be a little sensitive on the skin, so you might want to use a carrier oil with it. I see some like minor dark spot stuff. I like using frankincense. And also I feel like the Bloom, the new line, that's supposed to be for brightening. So I feel like that could be supportive for that. And yeah, I see the acne. I don't know who posted that, if you've tried the acne treatment that Young Living has, but also the girl that I was telling you about, the Bloom line has been working for her as well. All right, so Andrew's gonna pick a winner. And do you wanna come online?
I was like, you be the announcer, because I sent her the winner, but I didn't get to her fast enough. So congratulations to Becky Freehoff. You are our first winner for your response tonight. Thank you for getting the chat going. Congratulations to Becky. That's a $20 product credit. We've got 3 more product credits we're giving away.
Awesome. All right, so I'm going to move actually into some of the makeup, and I'm going to have Ange in just a minute or two play this Facebook Live video of these two women who are talking about the new foundation line, and then we'll pull up the PowerPoint after that. But before we go into that, we'll ask a second question. So the second question for a giveaway is, what color jewelry do you typically wear? And I want to know this question, and kind of a little follow-up with that. So just answer that question. Do you wear silver jewelry or gold jewelry? That's all I want to know. And I'm asking that because if you wear silver jewelry, that typically means you have cool undertones to your skin. Maybe that means you get burned first at the beach. Maybe you get full on burned if you're a very cool tone, or maybe you have a burn that maybe will slightly turn to a tan, not really. If you wear gold jewelry, then typically maybe you have warm undertones and you'll be more of the warm foundations. And same, like I said, if you have silver, then you maybe will use more of the cool or neutral foundation. So I want to know what color jewelry you wear, and we'll go over this more in this video. And then I'll talk a little bit more after. All right, so Ange, can you play the video?
Yes, I can. But first you have to see that I choose random number generator. That's how we pick our winners. Okay.
Talking all about our new Savi products, which we're so excited about, long awaited, and amazing products. So this really is the new standard in clean beauty. All of our Savi products, they're free of sulfates, parabens, phthalates, synthetic dyes, fragrances, pretty much anything that you don't want on your face or in your makeup. It's free from that. So pretty exciting.
So exciting. Definitely waited a long time. And we launched this liquid foundation, and it's actually really hard to find a clean formula.
Oh, so hard.
Yeah, with just great ingredients, and this is going to do it for you. Like, it's the best.
Yeah.
And
has a lightweight feeling, but it's also a medium to full coverage. It has a natural look, so it's a naturally dewy finish, not overly drying or cakey looking.
I love that it looks natural, like Haley said. It's just nice, dewy, but like your skin looks radiant, and love it.
Cruelty-free, vegan-friendly, really, really awesome formula. So let's talk about the shades for a minute. So there's 13 different shades in our foundation, and they're really forgiving.
Yes, and I actually can use multiple shades, which I like. So, like, if I'm in the sun a little bit more, like, I can go to a different shade. And so
kind
I
of mix and match.
Yeah, it's like a little custom journey. So it's really nice that you can kind of play around with the shades.
And I found, too, I can wear a few different shades, and depending on kind of how much sun I've had or what I've been doing, or what the look that I want to achieve, you can kind of go in between colors really easily.
And just a good guide, there are different tones in your skin that can kind of give you an idea of like which one you should be choosing. So for me, I have more of yellow tones and a little more olive, so I'd be more of a warm or even a neutral.
Yeah, so all of our colors are labeled as warm, cool, or neutral. And so like Rita was saying, she's warm, she pulls a little bit more yellow. I'm more neutral, so I have some pink in me, like around my nose, and sometimes my cheeks will pull pink, but then in other places I pull more yellow. So I'm more neutral, and we have colors that are labeled as a neutral shade. And then we have the cool shades that are
a little more for like lighter features and fair skin.
Pull a little bit more pink. And you can definitely tell the difference when you're looking at colors. If they look more pink, they're typically a cooler tone. If they pull more yellow, they're warm, and then there's a good mix for in between. So
there's 13 choices, so you really can't pick the perfect shade. But let's jump into ingredients. We love talking clean ingredients.
Yes, we do. So this has a really cool ingredient called self-smoothing plant-based polymers. Kind of a mouthful, right? Yeah, so let's talk about it. There's a few benefits of this. And what is it? It's really simple, but also kind of complicated, if you will. So these plant-based polymers are made of plant cellulose. And what they do is they actually connect and stretch as they're applied to your skin to kind of give you a protective barrier.
Yes, it's really cool, actually. Just imagine like a breathable protective layer. So that's why this doesn't feel heavy. Like it goes on smooth. It gives you a nice even coverage. And it's also going to help lock in moisture. So I love that the polymers help and kind of combine with the natural ingredients, locks in the essential oils in here, which we have Lemay sandalwood essential oil.
Which is amazing.
Yes, and then you get some other nourishing oils like avocado and sunflower seed, and the polymers help to seal that into your skin.
And it also works with your natural skin barrier too. So the moisture that your skin is naturally producing, you're not losing that throughout the day. It's also kind of locking that in, which is really cool. What a cool ingredient.
Yeah.
It also gives you that really soft, smooth, gliding application.
Yeah, let's show them just how awesome the consistency is. So it goes in really nice.
And it blends really well.
So smooth.
And really light.
Yes.
I'm always surprised at how light it feels, but then how much coverage you can actually get with that product.
So buildable. but I love that you can get a natural look and it goes on really, really smooth.
And like she said, it also has avocado oil in there, which helps to hydrate the skin, and sunflower seed oil, which helps with antioxidants and reducing moisture loss. So lots of really cool plant-based ingredients that we love.
And we can't forget, there is ethically mined mica, and these crystals actually help with the natural radiance of your skin to like really make you look radiant. And you'll actually notice like a bit of a shimmer in the foundation. So before you apply, just kind of shake it.
And a little bit of separation, that's normal.
Yeah, so shake it so that all the ingredients kind of mix well. And
you're ready to apply.
Totally.
And it's so easy to apply. We'll talk about some of the tools that we have that are going to make it easy for you. But before we do that, we're going to talk all about our new concealers, which is another product we've been needing and missing from our Savi line, and we've just been begging for. So our Savi concealers come in 6 different shades, 2 light, 2 medium, 2 dark. And these products are just amazing. They're really similar in formula, but they're thicker. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
And a lot of it does have that plant-based polymers in there too. So another key ingredient, but they're long-lasting wear. They have buildable coverage again, but they're definitely thicker than the foundation.
Yes. And one of the biggest things for me that I hate when concealers like cake into lines.
Oh my gosh, when you're like going like this all day. Yes.
Like, you want this to be moisturizing, and this is just an amazing consistency that's not going to dry you out or settle into any line. So it's perfect for like aging skin or really any skin.
Any type. Yep. Okay, and then there's also some essential oils in there.
Yes.
So which 2 essential oils?
We have tea tree and manuka, which are skin loving oils. And this concealer.
Yeah, and concealers are typically used as like an under eye brightener or to help cover up any type of discoloration or areas that maybe you feel like you want a little bit of added coverage. So typically like a breakout or redness around your nose, those are areas that you would apply a concealer.
Yeah, so I use the medium 1 for like any spot treatment, but then under my eyes, I like doing something like a
little bit
1
brighter. And there is a nice little sponge applicator there, so really convenient to just dab on where you need that added coverage and then blend it out. Yeah. So awesome.
So cool. All right, let's talk about the tools that you can also get. We love both of these. Like,
we've been using these for a few weeks, few months now.
Yes.
And we are obsessed. So first things first, you get a Savi foundation, liquid foundation brush. And this is a lot more dense than some of our other brushes, and also so soft. So soft.
And like really dense. And they're from Italy, which is really cool.
Yep, and synthetic bristles that are just amazing. And it also helps to hold just the right amount of product, so you're not going to be losing your product in your brush, which happens a lot. It's so annoying, right? Yeah. No, so this holds the perfect amount of foundation so that when you're applying it, it's giving you that really smooth, easy, and finished, polished look when you apply with the brush. So
awesome.
We love it. It's so soft.
But my go-to lately has been the blending sponge. Oh.
So if you haven't used a blending sponge, this is a game changer.
Yes.
We love this thing.
Yes. And a tip for you need to get this a little damp.
Yes.
You need water to really help with the application of your foundation or concealer.
So if you've used one of these and you've used it dry, you probably hated it. It's because you're using it wrong. So the best thing to do is dip it under the sink and wring it out and let that water just run into it and get it really moist and wet.
It expands. It's really cool.
It does. It kind of like bubbles up and expands. And then you want to apply your foundation that way. So what I do is I kind of apply my foundation and then use this to blend it out and give me that really polished look. It's
Love
awesome.
that. Oh, such great tools. And one.
Awesome. Thanks, Ange. Cool, right? All right. So before we move on, we're going to pick Ange is going to pick a winner. I saw your silvers, golds. Seems like there's a mix. All right. 1 second.
Okay, our winner is Kathy Mayu. Congratulations to Kathy. Thanks for chiming in with black and silver.
Ooh, yeah. All right, so I love that. And I'm gonna show, Ange, I sent you a picture. Is there any way you could pull that up? It might be a little blurry, but I think it's a good explanation of how to color match.
Yes, yes, this is called the Fitzpatrick Scale. Can you guys see that pretty well? I have a different one, Sarah, that I'll pull up in a second that's a little bit bigger. But keep going on this one. Is it showing? I lost you.
Sarah needs to unmute.
Oh, I was like, what happened?
I'm here. I was talking. I didn't realize. Let me know when you pull it up again. Okay. All right. So I really like this because you can see the different skin tones of the people. That's where I'm looking first. And so just kind of identify yourself with maybe if you're even in between one of those skin tones. Yeah, I really like this graphic too, because you can see like, okay, if we look at the third woman, that's kind of that skin range for those foundations. And like the woman was saying, the foundations are extremely forgiving. And I want Ange to pop on and tell her story about the foundation that like worked for almost all the people at your class. So go ahead and share that.
Yeah, so on Saturday, we had our friend Jessica here to do a color matching, and Tanya put honey as her foundation, which is one of the warm colors, medium or neutral warm colors. It actually shows up on the neutral list and the warm list. So I said, Jessica's wearing honey, I'm wearing honey. And Jessica has Venezuelan American skin tone, and I have German American skin tone, white skin tone. But we were impressed with how honey worked on both of our faces. Well, last night, my friend Cassie, who is more pink and pink skin toned, it also worked for her. And Tanya, you put it on as well and also found it to be really covering. So that's what we mean about being forgivable or buildable. The very first class, I'll just throw out today, I'm wearing truffle because the very first class that Sara put Savi on, she was using truffle. And I was like, well, if Sarah's using truffle, I bet I could use truffle. So I tried it today as well, and I got good coverage with that as well. So it's really forgiving for white-skinned, light-skinned people. I'm not sure on the darker tones for others, but I know for several of us, honey's been kind of the best neutral.
Yeah, thanks for sharing. And I feel like they are just in general all across the board very forgiving. Yeah, we'll go back to the scale. So you can kind of see, and Angie, if you do find the bigger picture, that would be helpful. But if you guys want to write down, I got this from a website called Oily and Loving It. So oily, like OILY, and the word and lovingit.com. Yeah, this is good. Or you could just type in the Fitzpatrick Scale. But it shows you the foundations that go with, what you are. So like I said, if you are somebody who kind of gets burned, but they turn to tan, I would probably stick to one of the neutral foundation shades. Yeah. And if you're somebody who typically gets tan, like I'll get a little burned, but I mostly get tan, and I definitely love gold jewelry. So I am in the warm tones. The one I'm using right now is actually caramel. So I'm on the last scale because I'm very tan right now from being at the beach. So, but in the winter, I could go all the way to the third scale, maybe even the natural beige, because I'm very, very white in the winter. So you could kind of look at this, maybe even screenshot this for yourself. But this is a good scale to look at, especially when friends are asking you, I don't know what shade I would be. Pull up this. Also, I have this color matching tool from Young Living that they make that shows you the different shades, and you can put it.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Ange.
I was just going to say a little quick tip on that. I just learned last week that those have a film on them. So if you ordered the tool, you need to peel off the film that's over top of each of those shades. It's like a clear film. Yep. It's a clear film, and you'll see, you can just sort of lift on the corner like you're peeling off the back of a credit card or something. I
don't see it, but I could look for it later.
Look for it later, but there's a place where you can peel it, and then you'll get a more accurate color
representation.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a good one to put up to the face, like, and the neck. You don't want to do it on your arm because our arms are always a different color. And you don't even want to put it just right on the face because sometimes our faces are very different colors than our necks. And so you always want to match the makeup to your neck. Even if it's going to look a little lighter than what your face is, you don't want that line of demarcation. You could always darken your face a little bit up with the Savi Minerals bronzer. Okay, so that's a little bit about the color matching.
And something with the color matching and the gold and silver jewelry. Will you give a little bit more context about that? Like you said, you're more gold, so that would mean more.
Yeah, so if you wear silver jewelry, then you're going to be one of the cool shades for cool or neutral. And this is where I would differentiate. If you're neutral, but on the cooler side, maybe you kind of like gold jewelry on you, but you mainly wear silver, or like you have a little bit of warmth to your skin tone, like maybe just a little, but you're mostly pretty pale. I would say then that's where you want to go with maybe the neutral. If you have a tiny bit of warmth in your skin, but if you have a lot of redness in your skin, you're very white, you're very pale, then I would say go with the cool tone. But if you see it really an ounce of warmth in your skin, that's where you want to go with the neutral. You're going to be better off with that. Is that a good? Okay, cool. Let me just look at some. And you picked a winner, Ange, for this one?
We announced our winner 2. Did we have a winner 3?
No. I have another question. I just wanted to.
Oh yeah, we picked our winner 2. While you're looking for question 3, Tanya, are you on live? Because you're a buff girl. I wanted you to show buff because that was or if you're wearing buff and if you can come live. Maybe you've been swimming today and you won't be able to show us. But that just gives you some idea too. And there are some color matching pictures that we've posted in the lifestyle group to help people make some differentiation based on what we've experienced as well. So I don't know. Okay. But yes, to Sarah's point, you might need 2 colors. You may need, and also the concealer colors too, a little bit lighter. We've talked about, I think I've moved up to a medium 1 under my eyes because people like those to be brighter. Whereas the medium 2 looked more like my foundation.
Yeah. So that's a good point. So there's, I think, the light 1 concealer, light 2, medium 1, medium 2, and a dark 1. Right now, I can tell you I'm a medium 2. But in the winter, I'm going to go all the way down to a light 1 because, like I said, I get very pale. So I would suggest, honestly, having 2 foundations for yourself. One that's kind of your winter shade and one that's more of like your darkest summer shade. And what's cool is then you can mix the 2. You could be your own makeup artist and mix the 2 when you're that in-between color. So that's another good thing. And that's just a makeup artist trick is like, if you don't have the right shade, then make your own shade with 2 of them. If you feel like maybe you're in between a couple of them and you're not sure. And then same with the concealers. Get 2 different concealers, one where you're at your darkest and one where you're at your lightest. When you're in between, mix the 2. All right, so the next question is, what in your makeup routine do you wish you were better at applying? So is this like, you just stink at applying mascara? You stink at applying a good, angle, right? Everyone wants that line or is it your blush? Is it your bronzer, contour, whatever it is? I love, these are coming in so quickly, these answers. Everyone's like, oh yeah, I'm terrible at this. All right, let's see. Eyeliner. I'm seeing a lot of eyeliner. Contour. Let's see. Blush. Concealer. Eyeshadow, contouring. Okay. I might not be able to get through all of these, but I'll get through some of these. Okay. So I'm going to come from a very natural standpoint here because there's lots of makeup tutorials on, going out makeup, but just for everyday stuff, I'm just going to give you guys a couple of tips that I think will be helpful. So starting with eyeliner, you want to get yourself I don't have it here on my bed with me, but you want to get an angle brush, a very tiny angle brush. And I'm not sure if Young Living, do they sell one? Yes. Okay. They sell
I'll go grab mine really quick.
Okay, good. I have stopped using eyeliner and pretty much eyeshadow because I swim and run and do all sorts of activities every single day. So I just don't wear it anymore. But it's really good to get that. Young Living has the Jet Set eyeliner. It's a black Savi Minerals powder. And what you want to do is you take your angle brush and dip it in water. Yep, there it is. So you want to dip it in water first, or spray it with the Savi Minerals misting spray, then dip it in that Jet Set eyeliner. And the eyeliner. One tip is to pull your eye kind of tight like that and go right in the lash line. So don't try to make this like perfect line. Just go right in the lash line and kind of do this like you're scratching your eyelid a little bit, and then just extend it out a little bit. And then if you see any like gap in between, you could then go over and just fill in the gap. I feel like that's the best way to get eyeliner. It doesn't have to be perfect. And if you see afterwards, like if it's a weird line, just take your finger and just kind of blend it a little bit. That's honestly like the best tip. And that turns into a little nice eyeshadow as well. Contouring, what I love, the Summer Loved bronzer that Young Living has, and I use their brush. I use this one actually for both blush and the bronzer. I don't have the other brush, but Ange, can you show your contouring brush? It's an angle brush. Yep, that's it. So I use this one, but with either one, so you would just, put in your powder. So what I do is I find my cheeks are pretty easy because I have very high cheekbones, so it's easy to find where to do it, but you want to do what you see always, right? And instead of starting super low, right, you want to bring the cheekbones up. So I'm starting like about here and going up. And then I'm going up here to where the sun naturally hits the face, and I'm blending it together. And I'm also blending it into the ear, and then down the back side too, and then underneath the chin and down. You just want it all to blend. And then I do a little bit here on the nose because that's where the sun naturally hits the face. So if you don't want an extreme contour, then that's what you want to do. And you don't want to go down because then you'll pull the face down. The contour is really to pull the face up and give the illusion of like, got a little facelift today. So you just, doing that. That's my biggest tip for contouring. I'm trying to think what else. Blush. I smile and I stick to simple, 1, 2 apples of the cheeks, and I take my fingers, because our fingers have really good oils in them, right? And I rub like that, and I rub up. You never want to rub down. I don't go too high on the cheekbone because I feel like that's very 80s style. So I just go right in the apples of the cheeks, because if you think about young kids, like what makes us look really vibrant and energized? Where do young kids like get hit, right, with the sun? It's usually here that makes them look very youthful. So they get a little redness here. And so that's kind of what we're trying to do a little bit.
Well, and I love how you shared when we did our quick story about it a couple weeks ago, you shared about using lip gloss even there.
Yes. So sometimes that's a makeup artist trick too, is if you want to make the skin kind of look like a natural flush, you can take a little bit of sometimes I take the Savi Minerals lip gloss. I like the Maven, and you just put a little bit on the cheek and then, kind of tap it into the skin. And that's a really good trick if you want more of like a glowy look. So there's one more question I'm going to answer here. So do you put the concealer under the foundation or use it in areas instead of foundation, like under your eyes? Yeah, so I I usually do the concealer after I do my eyes, because what happens is if you do it first and then you put mascara on, a lot of times you get mascara on the makeup that you just did and you're like, oh, I have to take it off, and then you have to reapply concealer. So that's kind of a little trick. So do
every time I learn something new from Sara, every time who was that new for? That was new for me. I've been like concealer first, foundation second. Now I'm going to have to think about my order of things.
Well, I mean, sometimes I don't always do that. Sometimes I'm just careful, but it does really help because then you don't have to start all over again.
That's so good.
Do the eyes first, and then I typically will do the concealer, and I do little spots. So I'll do a little bit under my eyes. Wherever you see like any darkness, there's a lot of YouTube videos out there that'll be like, do it in a triangle like this, or do it in a circle, or do it in a little here, a little there. It really depends on each person's face and what area you want to lift up. So I'll do little spots because like I get a darkness under here, a little shadow. So I typically will do concealer in the shadows. So under here, and then I'll also do it after I do my eyes and everything, and I do the whole foundation, right? Sometimes with blending with eyeshadow, you won't blend perfectly, and sometimes it'll extend out here. So that's when I'll wipe it away with my finger and take the concealer and make a little mark. And it's also, concealer is a great way to define eyebrows as well. So you can kind of under the eyebrows and over the eyebrows and rub it in. And I could go on and on, man. You get me started. I could just tell you all the tricks and tips. Got my New Yorker makeup artist self going. Okay. So we're going to move on. We're going to ask the last question. Then Angie, if you can pull up that PowerPoint. So the last, and Angie, if you want to pick a winner or a winner for that question too.
Yes, I just had a huge sneeze. I'm not sure where that came from your New Yorker self, I think. And I think you have the PowerPoint, so I don't want to mess it up where you were in the slideshow. But Connie Kopfier, our winner from choice number 3. Congratulations to Connie. Thanks for being on tonight. So many awesome tips. Are you guys writing really fast? So fast.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Ange. So the last question is, what's your favorite Savi product and why? And also, if I didn't answer a question that you really wanted answered, write that in the chat box as well, what questions you have for me, because I think there's only so much we can go over in a short amount of time. This should really be like weekly lessons. Who knows? Maybe I'll start doing that. Okay, so what's your favorite Savi product and why? I'll give you guys a minute for that.
Savi with Sara is really catchy, just for the record.
Oh, I like that. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly kind of skim over this stuff because I think you guys know a lot about this, but the powder foundations are still really good. And if you have oily skin tone, like very oily, you may still want to use some of these powders. And even if you don't have oily skin tone, if you just tend to get glowy, like in a couple spots that you want to be more matte, or for pictures, whether it's a wedding, Ange, or whatever it is, you don't always want a lot of shine, right? So for photos, like we want it to be a little more matte. So these powders are still really great to have on hand to kind of use this brush to then matte down the foundation that you applied and get rid. And this is how I do it. I kind of press it into the face a little bit like that to kind of take away some of that shine, because the liquid foundations are extremely glowy. And again, like I said, if you have oily skin, I still think the powders, you can see, which one you like better for yourself, the liquid versus the powder. If I had very oily skin, I would probably do a combo of both. Do a little bit of the liquid foundation, and then definitely go in harder with the powder foundation. And the powder foundation is the same. You can see up here on the screen are my veins, which foundation is right for you. This applies to all foundations really across the board. Are my veins green, blue, purple? Do I like to wear gold, silver jewelry? They're basically asking you these questions because they want to know if you have cool or warm skin tone. Okay. So you can see even the mineral ones work great for a lot of different skin tones. These are just some before and afters. And I love the powder foundation still. Like, look how pretty it is. And the blush, I have to say my favorite, and maybe somebody on here with cooler skin tone can answer what your favorite blush is. But for somebody with warm skin tone, I have found this across the board with people with all warm skin tones. The best looking blush is Captivate. It's very, and that's the one that I use. It's very like corally, and when you have a lot of that like warmth in a blush, it just makes your face so much, it just makes your face come alive, makes it so much more vibrant. I need to look into the cooler skin tone. So if you have cooler skin tone, you found a blush that you love, let me know. I think this girl on the screen, she's definitely a cool skin tone, 100%. And the blush she's using, I think, looks gorgeous. So I love that the Savi Minerals, like, look, you can even do these fancier looks, right, for a night out with the eyeliner using that angle brush. And the lip glosses. So I'm not sure what favorites you guys have. My favorite is the Maven, like I said before. And I also really like their lipsticks. I don't know if you guys have tried their lipsticks yet, but this one is, I don't know if you can see, this is Siren. It's a very dark lipstick. And I want to make a little point about this because I'm going to apply something that I'm going to apply it and it's going to look crazy. But I want to show you guys that it doesn't really matter how dark a lipstick is. It's all about how you apply it. So you can make it lighter, darker. The Young Living's makeup is so buildable. So that's kind of the point that I want to get across. I'm going to show you first. It's going to be hard without a mirror, so I'm just going to look into the camera how dark it is, okay? Dark, right? So I'm going to take it with my finger now, use my natural oils for my finger, wipe the rest off. Let's see, am I big on the screen?
Yeah, I made you big on the screen now, sorry.
Okay, I have no idea if this is even because I can't see myself, but you can see that it's a lot lighter, right, than when I first applied it. But it still gets that like a pinky tone. So that's usually what I apply, and then I do the Maven over. So anyway, that's that. Let me look at your questions 1 second and stop the share screen. Did I stop the share screen in?
I stopped your share screen so we could see you apply the makeup without a mirror. That was awesome.
Okay, good.
I wouldn't miss that.
Okay.
But you can bring it back if you need to bring it back.
No, I don't need to bring it back. I just want to look at what people love. So what's your favorite Savi product and why? And we're just about to finish up. So the mascara, no flakes. Love the volume. I'm seeing a lot of mascara with no clumping, no flakes. Bronzer, the Posh lipstick, you always get compliments. Carrie asked, did you cover if you use the Savi makeup for lip liner? I have only used it a couple times for lip liner, but you definitely need a lip liner brush to do that, or you can use that angled brush. Just get yourself another one, and you can take the lipstick. These lipsticks. I forgot what this. And do you remember what this line is called?
Lipstick.
It's like a specific line, like cinna something.
Oh, tangerine. Are they tangerine infused or cinnamon infused?
Cinnamon infused. I forgot. There's like a specific line for these ones, but these ones are great because they're much more matte than the other ones, and so these will work much better for a lip liner if you're using an angle brush. All right.
As you're reading that list, Sara, it makes me think like how extensive the Savi lines have become over the years. In fact, when we were digging in my mom's box of makeup goodies, which is hysterical because my mom rarely wears makeup, so it's funny that she has the box of makeup goodies. We found the palettes that we used one time at Chrissy's wedding last August, and those are fantastic. Like if you're looking for 4 colors that come together, the palettes are really versatile and easy to use. And I forgot all about them.
Yep, I forgot all about them too, because like I said, like I'm just constantly like doing a million activities from biking to running, so I just don't wear them. But actually I got the longer palette for my mom and my sister-in-law Paige for Christmas, and they love it. It's so pretty, and it's such a good palette. For all the makeup artist people out there, it's a really good comparable palette to the Tarte Naked palette that's out there. It's like all the rage. It's in all the magazines. Every single makeup artist has this Tarte Naked palette. The Young Living one has very similar colors, not as many, but very similar colors. So anyway, that's it. Thank you guys so much for joining. And
I'm not letting you off yet. Hold on. We've got one more winner. But nope, we've got one more winner to announce. I gave you the 45-minute nod because I thought, well, if we get done a little early, we might have time for questions. But we can wrap it up. But I want to announce our last winner after we promote next week's class, which I don't remember what it is at the moment. Deborah, so you are going to have to come live.
Yes. So next week.
By the way, Sarah, we'd like to hear you say Home Depot. You got your Yippic at Home Depot. Could you just do that for us? I'm just kidding.
I'll post it on the page later. So you
good.
Know what you're talking about.
John Cavaletto's calling you out on that one, just so you know.
Angela, next week's class on the 22nd of July is supplements. It's going to be facilitated by Andrea. And so tune in again at 5 p.m. We so appreciate, Sara, your presentation tonight. It's so awesome.
What are you wearing on your face? Because you've got makeup on tonight.
Well, I've got tan on tonight.
Oh, yeah. And lipstick, yeah. What's your lip?
I forget. I forget which. It's the gloss. It's one of the glosses. No. You know, the one that you open and it lights up, you know.
Oh, Rockin'.
Yes.
It's called Rockin'. And somebody asked about that in the comments about how to use Rockin' to get it to look right. It has a good shimmer look to it, but she said it may not look right on her. I think you gave a really good tip there, Sara, about using a different color as a lipstick and then using a gloss to cover to change the shade one way or the other. I think that was a really good tip.
Yeah, my tip for that is apply it with your finger instead and try to really blend it out, and then it may look like the shade that's right for your skin tone.
Yeah, using that sponge applicator. And for cool tones, we had a couple people write in about Charisma is one of the blushes for cool tones, but Captivate is a favorite. But then also Blushing and Awestruck from a cool tone.
Awesome.
So those are a couple to write down for that. There are no Savi kits anymore, but most things are purchasable on Essential Rewards. So that's a really great way to kind of grow your makeup collection. I know I was super thrilled when the new mascaras came out this spring. I've been using lengthening and then volumizing if I'm going out. If I'm just going to be around the house, I just use the lengthening because it gives me enough. It gives me enough color on my eyelashes. Quick tip, Sara, for brows. You talked about Jet Setter. I'll also give a tip for multitasker. Either the light or the dark multitasker is another great kind of neutral product to use for brows and eyeliner as well. I'm trying to think if people are giving some more ideas here, but everyone had a really good time. Our last winner was Lauren. Congratulations to Lauren for winning. You were randomly drawn, and I don't know if it's which Lauren it is, so give us your first and last name, and then I'll have a post in the lifestyle group with our winners and the LWN promo form that you can fill out for your participation tonight.
And real quickly, somebody has asked if for prospects, if the recording will be available in the event itself, so somebody could share that. What's our
I'd be happy to throw it on a YouTube link, and then I'll give you guys
Okay,
the YouTube link in the comments of the lifestyle comment.
great.
Lifestyle post.
Love it, love it. We've got to have Sara on.
Actually, it is going to be a YouTube link anyway, because it's an education. All of our education, every Wednesday night class has been loaded to YouTube. Totally forgot that. So you can go to our Living Well Now YouTube channel, and you can download or share any of those videos that we've done over the course of the last 3 months. And we love this so much, guys, Wednesday night product education, that you can, for the foreseeable future, you can see us offering this Wednesday nights at 5 o'clock. Well, at least until the time changes, and then we'll have to make some adjustments. Sara, you're amazing. You always, like I said, I got so many tips already again tonight about like now that I'm working with concealer, because I've never had that before. It's good to hear some of those practical things, like don't put your concealer on first and mess it up with what you put on your eyes.
Yeah, thank you guys for coming. I will give one last tip about brows, because brows frame the face. Brows are everything. I would say get a toothbrush, an extra toothbrush, or a little spoolie brush, like a mascara one that doesn't have mascara on it, and castor oil. So castor oil is very, very thick oil, and you can put a little castor oil in that, or make a little empty tube with castor oil, maybe add some lavender to that. And once you're, you can just brush your eyebrows up. And that kind of helps them stay up for a while, is using that castor oil, because it's so thick. And it also helps with hair growth and thickening too. So.
And this is a Savi brush that comes with one of those I didn't even know what that was for. See?
Yeah.
Now I know. I thought, I was like, why are they giving us a mascara brush?
Use it for those brows.
My life is changed.
Forever.
Forever. Thank you, Sara.
Thanks, guys. Have a great night.
Bye, guys.